I am Monica from IELTS 9. So we will be doing this reading passage, that is saving languages, and you can see this date 6th April 2024 IELTS exam. It's real IELTS exam. Reading is this, and another reading also I have already solved it for some exam, the future of the world's language. You can just type this name on YouTube and you will get this video solution also. Okay. And yeah, of course, saving languages, saving endangered languages is this kind of topic is this. So let's read the type of questions. Of course, we will take some target, then we will start reading. We will not be reading anything from here, only try to understand the meaning of the title. Now let's go to the questions. First type of question we have yes, no, not given, and second type of you can see multiple choice question. In fact, I should not write it here multiple choice question. Let's you read the question statement, the instruction, and then you decide what type of question statement is this. Okay, so here indirectly which three of the factors are mentioned by the writer of the text. When it is given like that, and they have been given here from A to G options, then definitely try to understand. We have to select three options, but for three options we need to read this instruction. So this is the question for which we will select three options out of these options. Okay, now third type of question we have match the languages with match the languages A to F. So these are the languages with the statements below. These are the statement, means these languages, it's list of people kind of question is this, but instead of people here we have languages. So which language is defined in this in these options that we need to select. Okay, let's do first type of question. So how to do yes, no, not given? It's important. Follow the strategy. What kind of strategy? Of course, we will read the statement first and try to understand its meaning, and then one or two or three keywords we will take, we will underline or circle, and those keywords, with the help of those keywords we will go to the paragraph and find the location. Then we will decide whether it is yes, no, not given. And after getting location, what is the important point to decide yes, no, not given? That is more important. Let's read the statement first, then we will decide. The rate at which languages are becoming extinct has increased. Extinct means it's going to finish. The rate at which languages, so rate they are talking, at which languages are becoming extinct has increased. If it has increased, the languages are becoming finishing or extinct. If it is increased, then yes. If they are not talking whether the languages will be extinction from this world or not, then not given. And if they are talking it is going it is increasing and increasing, then this I have already told. If they are talking it is not it is decreasing, people are just trying to save the languages, means languages are not extincting, so then in that situation it will be no. So what is the increased? Definitely some another word may be there, extinction language. So this is my first paragraph. For the first time, put price on language to save language from extinction. It is cheap, but more and more people are arguing that alternative is the death of communities. There is nothing unusual about a single language dying. Okay, communities have come and gone through history with their language, but what is happening today is extraordinary. So we are looking for languages extinction has. Okay, what is happening today? Extraordinary judged by the if it is the language extinction word is here on the massive scale. It is language extinction on the massive scale. According to the best estimates, there are some 6,000 languages in the world. Of these, about half are going to die out in the course. Okay, so here our main concern is rate at which languages are becoming extinct has increased. See, same. It is language extinction on a massive scale. Massive scale means a huge scale or large scale. It is language is going to extinct. So what we will just write here? Yes. Okay. Now second, research on the subject of language extinction began in 1990s. Okay. So we have to look whether research is going on the subject of language, and it was begun in 1990. If it was not in 1990 and somewhere else, then definitely false. and if no research kind of thing is there about language, subject of language, then not given. So we need to find research 1990 and subject also. Okay, and after that, after getting the location, we will just find whether it began in 1990 or some other year they are talking. So 1990, so this paragraph almost finished. How do we know? In the course of past 2 or 3 decades, past 2 or 3 decades, okay, linguists all over the world have been gathering comparative data. If they find a language with just a few speakers left, nobody is bothering to pass the language on the children, they conclude that language is we have to draw the same conclusion. If a language is has less than 100 speakers, it is not okay. So 1999 survey shows that 97% of the world's language are spoken by just 4% of the people. Now full paragraph we have done. What we are looking, research on the subject of language extinction began in 1990s. Okay, so here they were talking about collective comparative gathering comparative data, means this is research, and they have started gathering data about language, but 1990 is missing. See this. So here they are talking past 2 decades or 3 decades. They are also not confirmed. So it means they are confirmed here 1990. So we will just write here no, because contradiction is there. If you find 2024 today and past 2 decades, means 14 and 2004. And 3 decades, 14, 2004 and 1994. But exact 1990s, we can't say exactly. Whatever it is written in front of our eyes, we will just believe on that. Simple thing. 1990s, no. In order to survive, okay, a language needs to be spoken by more than 100 people. So 100 is here. See this. We will read. In order to survive, a language needs to be spoken by more than 100 people. If in order to survive, language needs to be spoken by less than 100 people, then it will be false. If they are saying needs to be spoken by more than 100, then it will be yes. And if they are not talking about how many people you need to survive a language, then not given. So here clearly it is given, I think. And we have to draw same conclusion. If a language has less than 1000 speakers, it is not likely to last very long. It means we need more than 100 people. Here it is given, in order to survive, a language needs to be spoken by more than 100 people. So it is yes. Okay, for certain parts of the now here they are talking about certain parts of the world, means country name or island name or any place name are more vulnerable than others to language extinction. So then comparative statement is there. It may be not given or it may be false. Okay, let's find it. Certain parts of the world. Now this paragraph is done. Let's move to next paragraph. So next paragraph is this. You can see it is we are looking for certain parts. Help many languages where the speakers are too few or child, where the community is too busy just trying to survive, care about language, but many languages are not in such a serious position. Often where languages are seriously endangered, there are things that can be done to give new life to them. It is called revitalization. Once the community realizes that its language is in danger. So in this full paragraph it is not there, and here also they are not talking about anything relating to certain parts. So they were trying to tell something where languages are seriously endangered. There are things that can be done to give new life. It is called this. So here, but certain parts of the world are more vulnerable than others to language extinction. So this comparison is not given anywhere. Some like this kind of thing. That's why it is not given will be there. Certain parts of the world are more vulnerable, means they are more prone. In certain parts of the world they are more prone than others to language extinction. They are talking, but nothing is given like that in this paragraph and somewhere in this paragraph also. So next question is, saving languages should be the major concern. Okay, of any small community. So community word, so I have read here, small community whose language is under threat. Okay, so community word we have got small, should be the major. If these community members, this community major concern will be saving language, then it is yes. And if they will be thinking about saving their language, then it will be no. And if there is no written about their concern and all about small community and all, then not given. So we were looking for this community. Once a community realizes that its language is in danger, it can start to introduce measures which can genuinely revitalize. The community itself must want to save its language. It is a part need to have a respect for minority languages. Okay, saving language should be the major concern. Major concern of any, this is missing. A concern is there. When they realizes, that's okay. When they realizes, they will just work. So major concern is not there. Other work also they have. So it's no. Okay. So next question is 6 to 8. Now the list, let's read the question statement. The list below gives some of the factors. These are the factors actually that are necessary to assist the revitalization of a language within a community. Okay, same paragraph I think we have to follow within the community. Okay, should we, no, first we will read all the options, then we will just see. The existence of related languages, support from indigenous populations. So if you do not know the meaning of indigenous people, please find it on Google, otherwise I will tell it to you. Books tracing the historical development of the language. On the spot help from language experts, means teachers may be there. A range of speakers of different ages. Formal education procedure. Okay, common purpose for which language is required. Okay, some common purpose may be there. Now we will just read this paragraph. Once a community realizes that language is in danger, it can start to introduce measures which can genuinely revitalize. Okay, the community must itself want to save its language. The culture of the which it is a part must be to have a respect for minority language. There needs to be funding to support courses, materials, teachers, and there need to be linguists to get on with basic task of putting the language down on paper. That's bottom line. Getting the language documented, recorded, analyzed, written down. People must be able to read and write. If they increasingly a computer literature civilization. Okay, now we have read full paragraph. I will show you all options. Before matching the answers, please support me by subscribing and liking the channel. Okay, so we were looking for gives some of the factors that are necessary to assist the revitalization of the language within a community. That is the main important thing we need to find. So here, existence of related languages. Nothing is given about existing languages. Existence of related languages. Nothing is given. Support from indigenous population, that is important. Indigenous means those who have been displaced from their own country or place, and they are also well versed with their language. So start introduce measure which can, okay, the community itself must want to save its language, so we can support this B1. The culture of which it is a part must need to have a respect for minority languages. This needs to be funding. Now funding, let's find funding. Books tracing the historical development. Now books, they are not tracing any books. They need funding, support, courses, material, teachers, and here linguistic somewhere, and there need to be linguistic to get the basic task of putting the language down on paper. So on the spot help from experts also we can find. So the two we have given, and now another is also there. There they are talking funding, support, courses, formal education procedure may be there. The getting language documented, recorded, and people must be able to read and write if they have a future increasing computer literate civilization. Common purpose is also not there, we can cut it. And range of speakers of different ages is also not given, so we will select F number. So let's move to next question. So next question says, match the languages. These are the languages and we have to match with these options. Let's read these options first and then we will go to location of these words. So region in which language was spoken gained increased independence. Region, some place in which language was spoken gained increased independence. So independence word is important. People were encouraged to view the language with less prejudice. Please find the meaning from the Google because it's important, you should know it. If you are speaking and giving example of giving exam of IELTS, definitely you should know the meaning of this. Language immersion programs were set up for sectors of the population. A merger of different varieties of merger, combination of or mixing up different varieties of languages took place. Written samples of the language permitted its revitalization. Okay, now we will find these languages words. So till now we haven't come across any language name. So Welsh we will just read first. So this paragraph we have gone through. See this, no, not this one. And this here we are looking for these languages name: Welsh, Maori, funding, it is not cheap, but this we have already done. Okay, no need to read this. There are famous cases which literate what can be done. So this language is here. See this, alone among the Celtic languages, it is not only stopping its steady decline towards extinction but showing sign of real growth. 2 language acts protect the status of Welsh now. 2 language acts rules status now, and its presence is increasingly in evidence wherever you travel in Wales. After that, okay, are they talking about any travel rules? The region gained after independence, less prejudice, programs, merger. No, I don't think so. They are talking about like that. On the other hand, now second language, see this. In New Zealand has been maintained by system of so-called language nest first introduced in 1982. These are organizations which provide children under 5 with a domestic setting in which they are intensively. So has been maintained by system. So system and language nest first. So it means they are talking about something programs. Language immersion programs were set up for sectors of the population. See this. Language nest first introduced in this. These are organizations which provide children under 5 with a domestic setting in which they are intensively. See this next part of this paragraph, intensively exposed to the language. The staff are all Maori speakers from the local community. The hope is that children will keep their Maori skills alive after leaving the nest and they are grow older. Okay, generation. So that is clear. They are talking about programs. Language immersion programs were set up for sectors of the population. So 11th we will just mark it with B number. Okay, next one is this language. Foro is here. So okay, there are cases like all over the world, and when the reviving language is associated with degree of political autonomy, the growth rate can be striking as shown by this language. Okay, so this language they are talking here, and what they are saying, there are cases like this all over the world, and when the reviving language is associated with a degree of political autonomy is the growth can be especially striking as shown by this spoken in this islands after the islands received a measure of autonomy from Denmark. Okay, see this, autonomy is independence. The region in which the language was spoken gained increased independence after independence. See this, autonomy from Denmark. So this C number we will mark it with 9th number. Now next language, Romansh. Okay, so next page is this. See this, please subscribe it. Romances was facing a difficult situation, spoken in five very difficult dialects with small and diminishing numbers as young people left their community for work in German speaking cities. Definitely those community members, they are shifting to another country, they will definitely mix their own native language and a foreign language. The solution here was creation in 1980s of the unified written language for all those dialects, as it is now has official status in parts of Switzerland. And okay, so unified written language for all those dialects. See this, somewhere I have read, merger of different varieties of language took place. See this, so these community members shifted to German speaking country cities. Solution here was the creation of unified written language for all these dialects. Okay, so here we will write merger point with D with this 12th, this is D. Okay, now written samples we are looking. Next paragraph, what they are saying, a language can be brought back by brink of extinction. And okay, this is also there, this E number. Language of Japan, after many years of neglect and repression, had reached a stage where there were only 8 fluent speakers left. Okay, all elderly. However, new government policies brought fresh attitudes and positive interest in survival. Several semi-speakers, people who had become unwilling to speak Ainu because of the negative attitudes by Japanese speakers. See this word I have got, prejudice. People were encouraged to view the language with less prejudice. See this, after many years of neglect, had reached a stage where there were only 8 persons. And when they were semi-speaker who had become unwilling to speak because of negative attitudes by Japanese speakers were prompted to become active speakers again. There is a fresh interest now, language is more publicly available for years. So negative attitudes is prejudice. So we have matched the word with E number paragraph. Okay, now this another person is also there, Kurma is there. So description materials are available, even extinct languages can be recircuited. Kurma from South Australia is an example. This language had been extinct for about a century but had been quite well documented. So what is this documented? Quite well documented means written sample of the language permitted, that is F number. So these are the answers for this. With the help of here, these questions are really easy. With the help of keywords, we can easily find everything.